Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Awol, and today's bracelet was patterns 8965 and 14775, both on friendshipbracelets.net. And um, I used variegated floss in this for, well, okay, so the gray is variegated, the pink is variegated, and the outer one, which is a red that turns kind of brown. The only thing that's not is the purple. So when I said that I was not sure how I was going to do it in the pattern making, yeah, I didn't even like remotely guess I was going here. But somebody was recently asking about variegated floss and like what kind of patterns, and I was like, you know, this would be a cool example to throw into my whole portfolio. So I'm really excited about that. Um, Overall, the whole bracelet was not difficult at all. The only thing was remembering like how far down the middle part was, because of course, once again, I like to have it balanced and worked out. So yeah, that was that was it as far as the difficulty factor. Um, it essentially just keeps repeating and you kind of get used to the pattern, you get used to the way it's going. um I don't know that I actually did really good as far as like segment knotting, like sticking to one area at a time. um you'll see I do get better. It starts off a little on the shaky side. It does get better. I start to figure out that like on the outer parts, when I bring the second one in, do the outer diamond, because that kind of goes consistent the whole way down. Um, so yeah, the outer color is the one that gets used a lot as well. That's something else that I kind of picked up on, as I kind of knew that was going to be an issue. Um, but yeah, that wasn't it wasn't so bad that I ended up having to like, compromise the tassels or anything. Um, but yeah, you kind of see like at some point here, um, I get it figured out. Like bring once I get both sides down, do the outer part, get the other sides down. There's a lot of trade off though. Overall, I think this took me about 70 minutes or like an hour and 10. So it wasn't too extraordinarily difficult or anything. Um, yeah, it's again, this is really pretty much an easier pattern, and something that I would say that to anybody who's kind of mastered the well, the four knots, right? You have the left, you have the right, and then you have the ones that do a combination of both. So going to the right and then left, or the left and then right. So, and no, I don't say forward and backwards because I feel like if you're like left-handed or whatever, you're gonna want to just know that it's going to the left as opposed to forward and back, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. So yeah. Um, this didn't need to have variegated floss, by the way. That was just an option that I thought would be fun to mess with. Um, Obviously, it's, you know, a little bit more contrast might have been more fun, I think, because like the gray and the pink are really, really light by comparison. But I love what happens on the outside. I don't know if you can see from my window, but it's really, really dark at the beginning, and then it turns into the red. And then the other side was kind of a little bit of dark at the beginning, and then goes almost all red until the end. Um, it's just neat. I think it's kind of cool. Not sure it's the kind of thing that like everybody is gonna really love, but I like it. I like it just fine. I think it's cool. Um, the trouble is, I finished this bracelet yesterday, and like I have slept on it, and now I've kind of forgotten all of the things that I thought would be clever to talk about. That kind of happens from time to time. I just finish it really late at night, so then the next day I have to put together the video. And but yeah, yeah, you can see by this point now I've gone, brought it down. The first one just sort of does its thing. Then the second one gets the diamond on the outside. You do have to kind of change up how you're doing that though once you get past the halfway point, because that's sort of, you know, well, I guess that'd be obvious, right? And the way that the outside just stays its continuous path, I think that's kind of neat as well. Like that's a constant is the inside. Oh, you can see I was counting it right there. That's kind of funny. Because yeah, and for me, like I think I've said this before, I'll count it, do another segment, and then forget what the number is and have to count it again. And it's really kind of why I'm working so far away from the clip, is that way I can count how far down that is. So let's see. Oh, and I didn't need to look at the pattern much. Um, I talk about that a lot. And it's not like bragging thing. What I mean by that, if you don't have to look at the pattern much, means that you can, once you kind of get it started or you get it figured out, you can bring it out with you and do this out in public without having to have like a phone present or a written down pattern. This is especially true if you don't mirror it at the center, or you can remember how many rows before you mirror it. But either way, comes down to the fact that this would be a nice pattern to bring along with you. There's a number of patterns I can just do off the top of my head without having to look at it and stuff. So I think here's we're coming into the middle. So let me thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members for making this possible, helping me keep supplied in string and all that kind of stuff, because it's an expense. It adds up after a while, and I have a lot of string, but I also kind of go through a lot of string as well. So, I really do appreciate it, guys. It's plus I'm trying to do giveaways and stuff, that's kind of, it's the postage and all that stuff adds up. So thanks, guys. Oh, and if you haven't, go check out the live streams. There's chances to win bracelets and stuff over there. So you want to join the live stream in the horizontal version. There is a vertical in YouTube, but you don't get quite all the stuff, and I'm not 100% sure if the bot will recognize your comments and help you to win the prizes. So it's just better, safer, just go to the vertical one. The only reason I'm doing both streams is there seems to be a lot more of a chance for people who are not familiar with my channel to discover me in the vertical. So then I encourage them to come back over to the regular horizontal. Even if you're on the phone, the horizontal should look better, I think. So yeah, just a thing. I have no idea how much there is left in the video. Ooh, like 5 minutes. I can't even think. Oh, so yeah, you can see, right? I have it all coming to a point. Do the outer diamonds, and then like I'm already on one side, so I might as well like do that little bit there. Go to the other side, do my big old diamond, and just keep that going. It just goes quick. It's so awesome. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I can hear my father-in-law getting a little bit grumpy. I think it's coming up to bedtime, and he doesn't like to be told what to do. But then if he doesn't stay to a routine, other problems happen. So I think he's trying to, hey, I don't have to go to daycare, so I can stay up. I don't have to go to bed so early. It's it's funny. It's just a thing. All right, so let's see. What do we got left here? Couple, 4 more minutes. Um, yeah, I don't know what else I can really tell you about this. I got kind of excited with the whole jumping into it, and then now I got nothing. Yeah. I don't know. If you guys have thoughts, ideas, other patterns you want to see me match together, or you want to get involved with the blindside creations where you give me a pattern and then watch me deal with it in real time, we can do that too. I haven't done those in a while. I think I may have run out of patterns that were given to me for those. So yeah, if you've got video ideas like for that, I'm all for it. Or if maybe you got questions, I can do something with that. That would be fun. Um, yeah, I have no idea what to talk about now. But yeah, I would totally be into getting some suggestions because you'd be surprised. Like, occasionally somebody will ask something and it just leads to a whole series of videos, and I'm good with that. It's been almost a year now, right? That I've been doing videos daily. So yeah, inspiration would be nice at this point. Mind you, I think I think I have something like 400 patterns picked out as things that I want to mess with. And if I interchange and mix them like these blindsided or like these mesh differentlies, um, I don't know the number of possible combinations that makes, but I think it would actually last me for years, right? Like if you mix one with two, one with three, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of videos. So, but I still like making your guys' suggestions as well, though. So, we are definitely getting towards the end here. Trying to think anything else that would be helpful to you. Um, no. Oh, all my strings are doubled. In case you didn't realize this, all my strings are doubled up here, which does kind of make the whole thing kind of move along a bit faster. Um, Not necessary. It would just make it more petite. Um, but they're all doubled, and that's why with the variegated, it has a marbled look. It's personally, I like it when it does that. If you find that that marbled look is a bit much, when I say marble, like a marble countertop, you know, like how you'll get like the colors sort of running through there and mixing, like that knot is like gray and white. That's that sort of thing, and that's why is because it's doubled up. It's really hard to line up variegated floss to where it goes and matches perfectly. So, but yeah, yeah, you can see this is right at the end here. Bring the colors in, and that's it. And then the big reveal. So hey, thanks for hanging out for me with me this long. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.